The DM7 offers some great recording options. First of all, 2-track audio can be recorded directly to a thumb drive, or the console can control an external computer running Nuendo Live or another DAW for multitrack recording. There are two ways of recording audio in the DM7 console. One is the 2-track recording to a USB stick that is inserted into either of the two USB ports. The other option is discrete recording in combination with our Nuendo Live program. Let's take a look at the 2-track recorder. Open the menu bar and touch Recorder. This will bring up the recorder screen. The recorder not only provides the recording of 2-channel audio to USB, it also has the ability to playback audio as well. On the left-hand side are the recorder input patching. You can patch any 2 channels of audio output available in the console, including direct outs from input channels. Below the input patch, you have the input meter along with a gain control to allow for adjustment if the signal is too low or too high. Across the top, you will have the USB port selectors. The recorder does not automatically choose the port the USB drive is in. You will have to choose this manually. When you insert a USB into the DM7 console for the first time, make sure it is formatted for FAT32 or exFAT. If the drive is not formatted to either of these, it will not be able to read the USB. The console can format the drive from the Save Load view in the Utilities screen. Once a formatted drive is inserted into either of the USB ports, the console will create a folder directory for audio file placement labeled YPE. Within the YPE folder is a subfolder labeled Songs. The Songs folder is where the DM7 will record and play back all 2-track audio. Next to the 2 USB selectors is the USB file path. If there are other song folders in the Songs folder on the USB, this will provide the ability to navigate within the Songs folder. Next to the file path is the volume name and size windows. This shows the root name of the drive and how many empty spaces are available. In the center, you have the Song List registry. This will list any audio files located in the Songs folder in the selected USB drive. If there are multiple songs listed and you want to create a playlist, just check the songs you want the recorder to cycle through and press Save List to capture the selected songs. Press Reload to recall the previously saved list. To the right, you have your playback out patch. When playing back audio files from the USB stick, you will need to patch the recorder output to any available input channels. There is an output gain control to provide additional adjustment for playback. Song title and file name will determine how the recorder will view the name of the audio files listed. There are utilities for managing the directories on the USB directly in the recorder if needed. Transport controls are provided for recording and playback of the 2-track audio. The linear window will show elapsed time and time remaining when a file is played or recorded. The recorder can support the following formats: WAV files and MP3 from 44.1 to 96K. There is a sample rate converter built in to allow for audio compatibility when needed. There are additional playback options such as single, which will play back a single file and then stop, and loop, which will return to the beginning of the playlist when it ends. Combining both single and loop will effectively loop a single audio file. Cue buttons are available for confidence monitoring of the input or output audio. There will be times when 2-track recording isn't enough. You may need to record discrete audio channels for importing into your favorite DAW for post-production applications or virtual sound check. The DM7 Live Record feature provides this function. This works best with the integration of the Steinberg Nuendo Live software with the purchase of the DM7 console. Go to the menu bar and press Live Record. This will open up the Live Record screen. This is the screen where you will set up your DM7 to control recording and playback discrete audio from a live performance to the Nuendo Live DAW software. The marker field will capture marker locations generated from either the Add Marker button or scene recalls that may occur during the live performance via the recall link. The DAW remote setup sets the control path of the console to the computer. You have a choice between the USB port, which provides a maximum of 18 channels, or the Dante module, which can provide up to 144 channels of I/O. Keep in mind that DVS has a channel limitation based on the sample rate used. In order for software integration with DM7 to work, you will need to install the following on your computer:
Steinberg Nuendo Live 3, the Steinberg USB driver for USB connectivity, or the Dante Virtual Sound Card app for Dante connectivity, and the Yamaha console extension, which provides integrated transport control and auto-track import of channel names and colors into the Nuendo Live 3 software. Dante Controller is used for configuring and patching Dante devices on the network and is a free download from Audinate. For this example, we will connect to the console via the DM7 Dante module, as this is the most common way and will allow more channels than USB. Now that the appropriate apps and drivers have been installed, connect the computer network port to the Dante network or directly to the DM7 Dante module. Check to make sure that the DVS driver is set to the same sample rate as the DM7.
Dante Controller is used to change the DVS sample rate. The computer and DM7 will be visible in the routing screen in Dante Controller. If you don't see the computer name, check to make sure that DVS is turned on in the driver settings window. Open the I/O device view in the DM7. Go to the Dante Setup submenu, select the Dante I/O device submenu, and you will see that DVS is set to register number 3 by default. Select Register 3 and touch in the header above to open the Device Select view. In this view, select Online Device List. In this list, you should see the name of the computer that is running DVS. Select it on screen and press OK. Now you should see the computer name appear in the Device Select DVS tab. Touch OK, and now the computer is mounted as a device in the DM7. Next, open up the Live Record screen. Touch on the section where it says No Assign. This will open up the DAW remote setup. Set the DAW remote mode to Steinberg and select DVS as the online remote connection. You will see the computer name in the register. Select this and press OK. You should now see the live record screen again, and the device label should now show the name of the computer, and the online label will appear in the playback position display as well as in the utility screen on the main bay. The computer is now connected to the DM7. You should have transport control between the computer and the console. Next, we will need to patch the individual channels in 2 places. First, we will be patching the live record output to the DM7 Dante module output. Go to the Patch view and choose the Recording tab. In the Recording Out column, select the first channel you would like to start with. This will open up the Patch view. Select Dante as the patch destination. We will patch channels 1 to 32 to the Dante module output. In the Sequential Patch section, enter 32 to create a 1-to-1 patch sequence for 32 channels, and select the first channel you want to start with and choose OK. You will see the first 32 Dante channels labeled as Recording Out Channel 1 through 32. This confirms that the Record Out patch to Dante module output channels is complete. Next, we need to patch the DM7 Dante module to the computer. This will be a Dante network patch. There are 2 ways to do this. One is with Dante Controller. The second way is to patch within the DM7. Remember, in the Dante setup, you will need to have the Dante patch bay set to this console for the DM7 to have access to the Dante network patching. To patch the DM7 Dante module to the computer, select I/O device in the menu bar and select Dante Patch. In the Output tab, you will select the name of the computer as the patch destination. Select the Dante channel under the source column and it will open up the Dante output channel view. Sequential patch works here as well. Patch 32 channels and choose OK. Now the Dante network patch is complete between the DM7 and the computer. You can confirm it in Dante Controller. Now that everything is patched, open the Nuendo Live 3 application on the computer. Open the settings page, the gear icon, and check to make sure the audio system is set to DVS and the sample rate is the same as the DM7. Confirm the output mode is set to multitrack mode and that the audio input and output ports are all checked. Click OK. You will have a channel and meter view of the Nuendo Live channels. The track names and colors from the DM7 are imported into Nuendo Live 3 via the console extension driver. Click the Record Enable All Tracks button to receive audio from the DM7. The meters will display levels if audio is present. If there are no channel names shown or audio levels present, confirm the Dante patch is correct. Then go to Project and select Get Track Name Color from Connected Console to transfer track names and colors from the DM7. Now you are ready to record. Go back to the Live Record section in the DM7. The DM7 now has transport control of the Nuendo Live 3 software. Choose Easy Record in the Transport section of the Live Record window to begin recording audio. The Easy Record feature automatically locks out the stop button to prevent accidental stoppage of the recording. To stop the recording, disable the record lock, then press the stop button. In order to play back the recorded audio back into the DM7 for virtual sound check applications, you will need to set up patching for computer playback. Again, there are two places that need patching: the Dante Network patch and the recording input patch. The playback in patch is found in the same location as the recording out patch. In the patch view, in the recording tab, select the first channel under the playback in column and select Dante as the source and utilize sequential patch to patch starting with the first channel. Touching outside of the pop-up window will close it and show the completed input patch. Next step is patching the computer output to the DM7 on the Dante network. You can access that in the Dante patch in the I/O device section. Go to the I/O device menu and select Dante patch. Select the Input Patch tab, and before we change the live input patch, we should save it in the Dante Input Patch library. That way, if your live inputs are coming from a Rio Dante stage box, we can switch between the computer patch and the Rio patch by recalling the library preset. Starting with the first channel, touch in the Source section. Select Dante as the source and utilize sequential patch to complete the input patching from the computer to the DM7. Now that you have all patching in place, you can switch between the live input channels and the Nuendo Live playback channels by turning on and off the Virtual Sound Check button located on the Recording tab of the patch view. Notice the VSC indicator in the utility screen. When in Virtual Sound Check mode, you have the ability to deactivate channels to remain live for performers to play along with the recorded audio.